November 9, 1994. Missouri City Police Officer Robert Fratta was at church praying with his 7-year-old daughter when his estranged wife Farah was shot twice in the head in her garage. He maintained his innocence for 28 years. But prosecutors proved he paid a teenage hitman $1,000 and promised him a Jeep to murder the mother of his 3 children. He was executed January 10, 2023, Texas' first execution of that year. He refused to apologize even as his son watched him die. November 9, 1994. Atascocita, a suburb of Houston. 33-year-old Farah Fratta pulled into her garage after picking up her 3 children from her estranged husband Robert at a nearby church. As she stepped out of her car, a masked gunman emerged from the shadows and shot her twice in the head. She died instantly in front of her 7-year-old son Bradley, 5-year-old son Daniel, and 3-year-old daughter Amber. The children ran screaming to a neighbor's house. Within minutes, police arrived at the scene. What they found would launch one of Houston's most notorious murder-for-hire cases. But the investigation would take months, and the man behind the murder had carefully constructed an alibi. Robert Fratta was a Missouri City public safety officer. That night he had been at a Catholic church in Humble with his daughter where he made several calls from an office. Prosecutors would later argue he was checking on the hitman's progress. When police questioned him the next day, his behavior raised immediate red flags. After being interrogated by homicide detectives, Fratta swaggered toward TV cameras with a big grin on his face. He was just happy-go-lucky. He's cheesing to the camera, Detective Alan Davis told 48 Hours Mystery. He gave all indications that he was going to get away with this murder. Victim advocate Andy Cahan, who attended the trial, never forgot it. I remember it was your station and they had this incredible close-up of him winking at the camera, and I had never seen a defendant smiling. The marriage between Robert and Farah had been deteriorating for years. They had separated and Farah filed for divorce in February 1994. The divorce proceedings were contentious, particularly over custody of their 3 children and division of assets. Prosecutors would paint Robert Fratta as what a federal judge later called egotistical, misogynistic, and vile, with a callous desire to kill his wife. Multiple witnesses testified that Fratta had repeatedly expressed his desire to see his wife dead, asking several acquaintances if they knew anyone who would kill her. He told one friend, "I'll just get somebody to pop her." Farah had even survived an earlier attack. Prior to her murder, an attacker used a stun gun on her outside her home. She told investigators she thought her husband had something to do with it, but there was no proof.
Allen County, what is your emergency?
Yes, I just saw a shooting, please.
Okay, do you know if anybody's been shot?
Yes, I see the lady. I see her in her garage right now.
Is somebody shot?
Yes.
Stay on the line. Let me connect you with the ambulance service. Hold on.
That's here to find ambulance.
Allen County.
Yes, I just saw a shooting.
You just saw a shooting?
Yes.
And what is your location?
I'm at Timbers Trail in Atascocita.
Timbers Trail?
Yes. In Atascocita.
And is that the Timber subdivision?
Yes.
And your name?
My name is Laura Telcher.
Filcher?
Yes, yes.
H-I-L-L?
H-O-E-L.
H-O-E-L.
You need to send an ambulance. She's down.
All right, I just need to find out where all we're going now. H-O-L-E?
H-O-E-L.
That's H-I-R-E?
H-O-E-L-S-C-H-E-R. And I just saw another man walk away.
Okay.
There's a black man. Is he black? I don't want to say he's black.
Sir, you done
He's
the
dressed
call?
in black. There's a man at her house down, and my lights are on, and I know.
Okay, have you called the sheriff's department yet?
No, I just saw
This is 911. I'm waiting to transfer if you're done with it, because we need to get out there.
Very good, then. I'll have out there dispatch of it.
Okay, yeah, there's someone still over there.
Laura, stay on the line. Let me connect
I'm
to the
still
sheriff's
here. I'm
department.
still
Hold
here.
on.
The case remained unsolved for months. Then on March 1, 1995, Howard Guidry, an 18-year-old, was arrested for an unrelated bank robbery. When police searched him, they found a .38 caliber Charter Arms revolver in his backpack. Days later, Mary Jipp, the girlfriend of Joseph Prystash, came forward with information that would crack the case wide open. Jipp told police that Robert Fratta had hired her boyfriend Joseph Prystash and their neighbor Howard Guidry to kill Farah Fratta. She said Fratta paid them $1,000 and promised them a Jeep. Guidry and Prystash both later confessed and confirmed that Fratta planned the whole thing. According to their confessions, Joseph Prystash, who lived near the Frattas, acted as the middleman. He recruited 18-year-old Howard Guidry to be the shooter. On the night of November 9, 1994, Prystash drove Guidry to Farah's home. Guidry hid in the garage, and when Farah arrived home from picking up her children, he shot her twice in the head as her 3 young children watched helplessly. 5 months after Farah's murder, Robert Fratta was arrested and charged with capital murder. All 3 men, Fratta, Prystash, and Guidry, were tried separately, and all 3 were convicted and sentenced to death. In 1996, it took jurors less than an hour to convict Fratta. He showed no emotion, but family members from both sides wept. However, Fratta's first conviction was overturned by a federal judge who ruled that confessions from his co-conspirators shouldn't have been admitted into evidence, preventing Fratta from his right to confront witnesses. He was retried in 2009. This time the case relied heavily on testimony from Mary Jipp and other witnesses who said Fratta had solicited them to kill his wife. Most dramatically, Fratta's own children testified against him. Amber Fratta was 18 when she confronted her father while he was in jail awaiting his second trial. It was the first time she'd seen him in 14 years. He had a grin on his face, like he had no emotion to him at all, she remembered. During the trial, all 3 children, now using their mother's maiden name Bacher, testified, referring to their father as Bob. Bradley testified about his mother. "I still pray every single night to her," he said. "Dear Mommy, I love you and I miss you, and I'll never ever forget about you. And I will continue praying for you every single night as long as I live." Daniel admitted he's had anger issues throughout his life. "I was always upset. I would see kids with their dads or their mothers. I was always jealous, always mad. I feel like it's all directed towards my dad. He's the reason why I'm angry so much." In May 2009, Robert Fratta was again found guilty of capital murder and sentenced to death. After Farah's death, her parents Lex and Betty Bacher fought for and won custody of the 3 children, raising them while their fathers sat on death row.